Hey everybody, I wanted to bring you a quick video about this book and read a couple pages of it called Stress Can Kill You from the Institute of Nutritional Science. Really incredible book. I just want to read a couple pages and I'm going to do that every day, kind of just to, break down a little bit of these amazing booklets and, just share a little bit of the knowledge from these books. We take so much for granted that has become the brunt of many jokes and stress, which the book's about. It says our society actually encouraged the handling of more and more stress, giving recognition to those who seem to handle more than others. But is it something that should be rewarded? Probably not. That's, what it kind of means by that. Every day, stress contributes to the death of hundreds of thousands of people, while robbing millions of others of the quality of their lives. Many of us see stress as unavoidable, which is true, and in fact, many forms of stress are actually good for us. Sadly, many see stress as unmanageable, which it is not. Still, others think that they are managing their stress effectively when in fact they are not. These last two groups, especially the very last one, are in the greatest danger of suffering serious health complications or even death from their unmanageable stress. This booklet will teach you what stress is, why you cannot eliminate it, and most importantly, how to manage it effectively. Sounds pretty good so far, right? Well, we are under stress and our bodies consume a tremendous amount of certain specific nutrients. When we replace them, we can prevent much of the damage caused by excess stress. Secondly, we will look at stress management techniques which have been proven to work effectively for thousands of people. These methods include relaxation techniques, focusing and letting go of our problems that no longer affect us. One of the most debilitating side effects of unmanaged stress is the inability to think clearly. I'm sure we've all been there. Very easy to associate with that. Once you learn to manage your stressors the more effectively, you will find this section of the booklet on supplements the most helpful because, this is all about nutrients and supplements and the amazing things that nutrients can do. There are many nutrients. Okay, so once you learn to manage your stressors more effectively, you will find in this section of the book on supplements most helpful, for they are actual nutrients which can increase brain function and short-term memory effectively and safely. As we're about to usher in a new time, we carry much of the old baggage from the last century with us. Opinions create emotions, which produce stress for everyone involved. If most of us had even a hint as how much damage these emotions have upon our health and well-being, we would have given them up a long time ago. Or would we? For those who are ready to begin the road back to good health, or for those who wish to keep the health they presently have, this book can help. You cannot hope to enjoy optimal health without managing the stress in your life. This program is effective, rewarding, and yes, even fun, especially if it tells you how to use nutrients to combat stressors. This is page 5. The modern lifestyle produces many different forms of stress. Some of these are much more detrimental to our overall health and well-being than others. Identifying and being able to recognize the source of stress in your life is essential in the management process. Remember, we are not going to be discussing eliminating all stress from your life. Well, we're not going to be because that's really unreasonable and not really possible. So I think that's what the book is trying to hit home there with. This is impossible. Well, just like I said, see, the frustration of trying will cause more stress than learning to live without the stress you have. The key word in this book is management. External stress, these are stressors that come from the outside world, are usually put upon us by circumstances or other people. That's very important, I think. Examples of this type of stress would include stress from a job, excess family commitments, financial strains, and so forth. And especially in these times, we can all relate to that. While some of these can be reduced or eliminated, many cannot. It is the stress that we cannot get rid of that we must learn how to manage. Internal stress, at least half of all of our total stress load comes from a self-created internal stress. This stress is usually a product of our opinions generated about things over which we have little or no control. Most often, these issues do not directly concern us, yet we choose to create destructive emotions about them internally and keep it internally without management. Since this source of stress is almost exclusively self-made, we can learn to eliminate much of it through proper discipline and refocusing our attentions. It is important to control and eliminate internal stress because by doing so, we cut the total stress load upon our nervous system by as much as half. Further, this reduction in stress frees up our adrenal glands to play their vital role in our immune system function. So important. Not all stress is bad. There are some forms of stress that are actually good for the body. Exercise is a classic example of physical stress that helps the body get stronger. And in fact, there are many stimuli in life that helps perform better by strengthening our potential faculties. There's a vast difference, however, in the way this stimulation affects us compared with the stress of, like, let's say, bankruptcy or a devastating illness or some other tragedy. It is important to understand how stress can change the body's chemistry. We must realize that stress over a prolonged duration creates what we call, all kinds of ailments in the body that you don't want. In fact, virtually all problems that arise from stress, or all problems within the body, mentally and physically, all are affected by stress. Physical stress from a lack of nutrients and emotional stress from a lack of exhausted adrenal system.